I've been struggling this week with my trades. If you have too, maybe I can help you. Maybe you can help me, in fact. I'm going to show you some charts which make no sense to me at all. And that is the majority of the major pairs, if I'm honest. If you're trading the major pairs, I'd love to hear what you're trading and how you're trading them because I'm struggling. I'm going to start with gold because I love gold. It's usually my favorite market. But right now, we're in something of could be a bear flag, but it's very volatile, way more volatile than normal. And it's difficult to trade this bear flag. We didn't even touch the lower parameter of this trend line. You can see on the hourly chart, the moving averages are as confused as I am. We've got them crossing above and below, starting to converge. So this kind of pattern, I can't really trade. And I think it's better to wait for a breakout either to the top side, which indicates that the flag pattern has completed, and then we're going to have a new leg higher in the bull trend, or we break to the downside. But I will say one thing. When you look at the daily chart, the volatility has become quite extreme. It does often indicate that the market is on a more significant turn. You can see the daily candles have got a lot bigger. We're seeing big red candles followed by big green candles. This is not the usual trading style, the usual price action for gold. And I'm starting to wonder if this is more of a reversal pattern than a bull flag pattern. Time will tell, but until I can figure out what's going on, I'm avoiding trading gold. If you've got a strategy that's working, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're trading gold right now through this period for the last month. I'm also struggling with the Forex majors to try to find a trend or a pattern, something that gives me an indication of what I should be doing. Look at this, GBP versus CAD. It's so erratic all over the place. Yes, you could say we're in a bull trend, but would you be willing to buy a long position anywhere here? We're all over the place. I'm seeing the same thing in the New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian dollar. We've had a really good bounce in a bear trend, but this bounce is untradable. Again, moving averages are all over the place. Seeing the same thing for the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Again, not a tradable trend, not a tradable pattern, totally disregarding the moving averages and the Fibonacci levels. On the 4-hour chart, yes, we've held a 61.8% fib. The problem is with a lot of these markets is this is a great example. Cable. Okay, we didn't quite touch my buying opportunity at the fib level. But the problem is here, even if you're able to get on a profitable trade, you can't run it for long enough to make a decent profit, to make the risk worth the reward. Because as you can see, we're basically trading where we were a month ago. We haven't really gone anywhere. We're up for an hour or two, down for an hour or two. Even if you get onto a winning trade, you have to take the profit so quickly. There are no swing trade opportunities that you can run for a few hours or even overnight. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Again, no clear trend since August of last year. Okay, we had a downward move for a couple of months at the beginning of the year, but we've gone sideways ever since. This is utterly impossible for me to trade. This is the 4-hour chart. Moving averages are all over the place, crossing over each other constantly. Would be a nightmare if you've got a moving average crossover strategy. And of course, we're not respecting the Fibonacci levels, and we're up, and we're seeing very erratic, non-trending moves. Euro yen, probably the worst chart of all. We're trading exactly where we were a year ago. We've gone up a bit, down a bit. The moves have become even more erratic recently, as you can see from the 4-hour chart. Moving averages are of no use to us at all. Fibonacci levels, look, if I put Fibonacci levels on here, they're going to, I would imagine, be of no use to us whatsoever. Yeah, not really. I certainly wouldn't be depending on the 23.6 or the 61.8, as you can see. So no opportunity for me there for a long time in the euro yen. Now, if you've been following me recently, you'll understand why I've got a trade idea in the euro US dollar. We do have something of a bull trend here, but I'll give you a clue. That's not the way I'm trading. I'm not looking for a long position. So it's going to be a little quiz today. You're going to have to figure out what trade I'm going to try and do in the euro US dollar this week. Let me know in the comments. And New Zealand dollar versus Japanese yen. I've also got a trade on my trade sheet for my subscribers and for myself. You know how I work with Fibonacci levels, moving averages and trend lines. Perhaps you can guess what trade I'm going to be looking for in the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. I've also got a trade idea for the dollar yen, which isn't easy, but I'm isolating my idea down to this trend here, which is a bear trend, obviously, but we have had a decent recovery recently. I'm not sure what this pattern will tell us, but I have got a trade idea, and you can perhaps have an idea of what I'm going to be looking to do in the dollar yen this week. Again, dollar Swiss. I'm using my Fibonacci levels and my moving averages to get a trade idea for this week. And that's it for now. I don't have many trade ideas for obvious reasons. Markets are erratic, they are volatile, they are directionless, and they are not giving me the usual number of low-risk trades at the start of this week. So let me know your trade ideas. I'm going to look forward to reading your comments.